Hi, my name's Andrew. Welcome to my channel. This week I wanted to talk about the different kinds of leg systems an amputee might use. Now, speaking from experience only, I am a right below knee amputee myself, and if you are an above knee, this might pertain to you. So, kind of take this with a grain of salt. Always talk with your medical professional, whether you're prosthetist, your ortho, dermatologist even. Try to pick the best fit for you. I have found over the years, I am a pin style user myself through and through. I wasn't at first, but over the course of, my lifting and my work, I found that one system works the best for me. So to start, I want to go over a brief history of the legs I've had. So my first one, which is this behemoth right here, I started off in a pin style. Now, with the skin graft I had at the bottom of my residual limb from the compound fractures, it turned out the pin style wasn't for me to begin with. It's a trial and error when you're an amputee. Pin style, it's always reliable. You never have to worry about your leg falling off unless extreme, pressure from your foot being trapped by something, or in my case, sometimes even getting stuck in mud at work. I do feel my leg pop out a few clicks. But, my prosthetist thought, which to no blame of him, thought the pin style would be the best for me to start with. Over the course of 3 or 4 months of having this, we made some adjustments, tried to shim it out because I was losing so much volume so rapidly over the weeks and days. Now, when you are losing volume, just a quick side note, you have these socks that you wear over your liner. Green, which is right here, is a 3-ply sock. You have your 5-ply, which is indicated by blue, and your 1-ply socks are indicated by a yellow band. So, as the day goes on, you might start off with a 1 or 2-ply, which is 1 or 2 of the yellow socks, move on to 4, which is 1 green, 1 yellow, so on and so forth. So after that, I went on with the suction style after my revision in 2019, where they removed 2 more inches because of the ulcer caused by the pin style. I love the suction. I even started the BOA system, which is what snowboarders use to tighten and loosen their boots and other gear. And then probably the smallest leg I've ever had. We tried to sacrifice weight, and in the process, a lot of comfortability with my leg was lost. As you see, we have no rubber liner in this one. It's really compact, small. But with that, again, you lose comfort, and I started to develop skin issues from that. So we did away with that, and also we had tears in the suction liner. So then I made my return to a pin style. This is my second to last leg. It was great, pretty noticeable with the comfort level restored with the gel liner. And I was a little nervous at first with my experience with a pin style. Just with that ulcer, I didn't want that to return, obviously, with how much I was walking at work and working out. But it proved to be the leg for me. And then currently, I have combined the one from my first suction along with a pin style with the BOA system. And I actually have interchangeable gel sleeves to where I have a lower cut one for when I squat, and then a thicker one from when I'm working, and then this thinner one that has a raised back just for when I'm lounging around or out and about. So I'm going to get into the pros and cons between the suction and the pin style. I'm going to start with the suction just because it was such a short-lived time in my amputation career, I guess you could call it, that I don't have too much to say on it. I have some benefits, I have some cons. The benefit is, since you don't have the pin at the bottom holding the leg to your liner, you don't have a lot of tension on anywhere on your skin. It's pretty evenly distributed between the top and bottom of your leg. When you're walking, a lot of the center of your residual limb takes the load. So, it's not as overcumbersome as the pin liner can be. But with that is the reliability. Now, this is a suction style liner. There's multiple different kinds you can get. This is a single band. They have ones that have, 5 different ribs up and down the liner. You have ones that aren't even attached to the liner and you just slip onto where you feel is most comfortable. Now, with that is their biggest downfall, these tears. This is the 4th liner I had within a year that had torn in this almost the same exact spot. When you wear socks with these ones, you have to flip it out, tuck your socks underneath this rib right here, flip back down, and all that flipping from volume changes can cause some wear and tear on the liners. I felt that it wasn't the best for me. I wanted something that I didn't have to drive and take time away from work and my life to go ahead and get maintenance, or even, have to worry about warranty issues. I wanted something that, maybe once every 2 years, go ahead and get myself a new set of liners. And that's where the pin style, proved to be the best fit for me. Now, the beauty of the pin style is this will never go anywhere. As long as you don't have any stitching problems towards the bottom here, you will never have to worry about your liners breaking down on you. Yeah, you might develop some holes in the silicone and the weaving itself, but that's usually from user error or you're just not taking proper care of them. And as you can see here, this is my current leg. That pin goes down here into this system. And you hear that click. Once you hear the last click, your leg is now attached to you until you hit that button. Now, I like to wear slip-on work boots. I have to be very careful that my boots do not catch on to this. I have to make sure that they are pulled up way above it. Otherwise, if that pinches and I swing my leg out during a step, my leg could come disconnected from me. Now with these, you have multiple different kinds of liners when it comes to pin style. I love my Willowwoods. I've had the Osers. I've tested out a few other brands. I found that the Willowwoods are the best brand for me. Now they offer different kinds. This is a Smart Temp. It's a little more of a, I don't want to say unforgiving, but it's not as comfortable, wearing over your leg. I do have to wear some kind of moisturizer, over the rough spots on my legs, just because it doesn't stay well lubricated. But it controls sweat and it keeps your leg incredibly cool. Considering I live in Florida and I work construction and I work out, you kind of want to keep a control on any kind of detrimental factors, whether it be heat, friction, or just being comfortable in general. Life as an amputee isn't comfortable, and you want to try to make it as comfortable as possible. The other kind of Willowwoods is the hybrid, which, unlike the Smart Temp, you actually have a very nice, smooth gel silicone inline. I believe it's infused with some kind of mineral oil to where, it keeps the skin naturally lubricated. I don't have to wear any kind of moisturizers with this one. The only caveat is you do sweat a lot more in this, and you can actually feel your legs slipping off of the liner. So with this, I do have to wipe my leg down a little bit more throughout the day if I do wear it. But that's more of a going out, grocery shopping, lounging around the house. Smart Temp is what I use for work. Now I have some quick tips and tricks just to show you how to put a liner on that I've learned. This is something that doesn't have to be done necessarily the same way that I do it, but it's just something that, this liner is going to eventually take the shape of your limb, and you want to make sure that, you don't create anything, again, that can make you more uncomfortable than you have to be. So I like to make sure it's completely inside out. I like to make sure that I can have both of these stitches evenly placed out. You can actually kind of tell where the pit of my knee is from this line in my liner. And you want to center your residual limb on the bottommost part of that liner and push before you start rolling. Again, you don't want any air bubbles down on the bottom. If you do, that can create pockets of air that cause pumping and further discomfort on your leg. As you can see, that pin is pretty much center on the bottom of my limb. From there, of course, if I have to, I'll put on my lotion down here in the bottom of my knee where I need it most, or on the inside of my knee where I also have friction points. But since I'm going to bed soon, I'm not going to do that. From there, it's simply put it in, stand up, and then click. Now I always like to give a few more presses on the knee just in case. You don't want the leg to be any more disconnected from you than it has to be. Always give yourself a chance to have a confident first step. And as for my everyday use, I use AdaptSkin off the Amputee store. I'll link that again in my bio. You can kind of tell from the label it's old, but that just gives you an idea of how long this lasts. I've had this can for almost a year now, and I'm about halfway through. It's $30 a jar, but for everyday use that doesn't cause any kind of, breakdown from fragrances and stuff, that just keeps your leg kind of naturally lubricated. This stuff works wonders. So like always, I hope this video just even helps one person. If not, if you might know someone that could benefit from seeing this, please pass it along. I'm just trying to help as much people as I can with this information. Being an amputee, especially after trauma where you're not expecting to lose your leg, you just wake up one day and say, you know what, this is the path I have to go down. It can be a little daunting. So, with that being said, I want to again thank everybody in my life that has brought me to this point that I'm able to share this information, and I just hope to help others prosper and become motivated to, living life as normal as they can. So, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.